Washington Otis removed the blood stain in the library every day. Every morning the stain had reappeared, but the stain was no longer the color of the blood. One morning it was brown, another morning it was purple, then it became green, a bright green. The Otises laughed at the blood stain. They looked for it every morning before breakfast. "What color is it today?" asked Washington Otis. "It's green," shouted the twins. "It's green blood today." They laughed at the green blood stain on the library floor. Virginia Otis did not laugh. The younger girl was silent at breakfast. The blood stain made her feel sad, and she almost cried when she saw the bright green stain. She was sure that the ghost put the stains on the floor. She felt sorry for the ghost. "The stain has been here for 300 years, she said. "We have been here for 3 weeks. The poor ghost puts the stain on the floor every night. Can't you leave the stain there?" But the others did not listen to Virginia. The second appearance of the ghost was on a Saturday night. The Otises had gone to bed. Suddenly, they were woken up. They heard a terrible crashing noise downstairs. The whole family ran out of their bedrooms. They ran downstairs. It was dark, but Mr. Otis and his eldest son carried candles. They heard another crashing noise in the hallway near the front door. There was a suit armor in the hallway. This suit of armor was more than 300 years old. It had fallen over and made a loud noise. The Canterville Ghost was sitting on the floor next to the armor. The ghost had tried to put it on. He wanted to walk around the house and frighten the Otises family. But the metal suit was too heavy. The suit of the armor had fallen into the floor. The Canterville Ghost was sitting beside the armor. He was rubbing his knee. He had hurt himself. Mr. Hiram P. Otis pointed a gun at the ghost. Washington Otis held his candle high in the air. The Otis twins laughed loudly. Virginia was afraid and stood beside her mother. They all looked at the Canterville Ghost. The ghost was very angry. She stood up and gave a loud shout. He blew out the candle in Washington Otis's hand. There was no light in the hall. Then the ghost ran up the stairs in the darkness. He stopped at the top of the stairs and laughed. He had frightened laugh. Men's hair had turned grey when they heard him laugh, but the Otises were not afraid. "Are you in pain?" asked Mrs. Otis. "I have a bottle of Dr. Doble's medicine. It is good for stomach aches and headaches. Please take the medicine." The ghost looked at Mrs. Otis angrily. Then he disappeared in a green cloud and went back to his secret room. He was very unhappy. He had tried to put on the suit of armor, but it was too heavy. The armor had fallen over, and the ghost had hurt his leg. The ghost stayed in his room during the day. He came out at night to visit the library. He repainted the blood stain every night, and every morning Washington Otis removed the blood stain with Pinkerton's stain remover. But the ghost had a problem. He planned to turn himself green and make an horrible noise. He planned to visit the twins in their bedroom, to touch them with the ice cold hands in the dark. He left his secret room at night. The house was dark. He climbed the stairs and walked along the corridor. The twins' bedroom was at the end of the corridor around the corner. He turned the corner. Suddenly he stopped. In front of him was a round face with a terrible mouth and burning eyes. Fire shone out of the mouth and eyes of his horrible face. It was the face of a ghost. The Canterville Ghost gave him a shout and ran back to his secret room. He had never seen a ghost before and felt very frightened. Before daylight came, the Canterville Ghost felt better. Where were the two ghosts in the house? He must find out. He must meet the second ghost. He went back upstairs and walked along the corridor towards the twins' room. The second ghost was still there, but its eyes were no longer burning. He went up to it. He touched it. The head of the second ghost fell into the floor. It was not a ghost at all. It was a head made of a large round vegetable called pumpkin. The twins had put a candle inside in it. There was a card on the floor. The oldest ghost, the only true Canterville Ghost. The twins had to put the head in the corridor to frighten him. This made the Canterville Ghost very angry. What could he do? He could think of nothing at the moment, so he went back to his room. The ghost felt very weak and tired. He stayed in his room for 5 days. He did not repaint the blood stain in the library. There had been a blood stain on the library floor for 300 years, and now the library floor was clean. After a week, the ghost felt better. He decided to try once more to frighten the oldest twins. He planned to make his face look as horrible as possible. He waited